Hi, and welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines, currently in Thailand. Today I thought I'd talk about how it would be to live up in Dumaguete, above Dumaguete in Valencia. For those that don't know, there's a small community up there. It's kind of got a lot of expats living there. I was just there in July, and I go there every year. I've been going there for like 7 years. And I actually spent a week there a few years ago up in Marpa's place. It's kind of a nice apartment, ground floor kind of ranch style apartment. It was nice. It has nice grounds, a nice small little pool, and just beautiful up in there. You know, it's in a rainforest. For those you don't understand, it's up in the mountains in an actual rainforest. And it rains a lot there too. You'll be always down in Dumaguete. If you're down there, you can look up and see it's raining up in Valencia quite often. And when you get up there, you'll see the moss hanging, growing on the trees and stuff. It's very beautiful. And they have a Sunday market there that almost half the town of Dumaguete comes up and attends that market, where the people from up in the upper mountains above the Valencia come down. They actually bring pack baskets down and walk trails down and bring their veggies and wares to sell there. They sell everything, knives and honey. There's a guy stands there with a bucket of honey. They actually go out and hunt wild honey there, and had a bucket of that, and you'd buy that. It's quite popular to sell. They sell honey there. Even around Dumaguete, you'll see people selling bottles. They'll put them in a whiskey bottle, and it still smells like whiskey sometimes. So the honey ain't good that sometimes, depending on the bottle. So yeah, but anyway, Valencia is up there, and it's a pretty steep climb to get up to that hill from Dumaguete. You start right at sea level, and then you climb up. I don't know how many feet it is, but towards the top, it gets pretty. And you ain't at the top. Valencia ain't at the top of the mountain. There's plenty of mountain above it. But to get up there, you know, if you're hiring a trike, if you were actually to live there and had to hire a trike every day to go up and down for any reason, you know, there's no real. It's a small community. Other than that Sunday market that they have, you know, you could buy all your fruits and veggies there and everything. There's a lot of stuff there. You really could load up on anything you needed for the week every time there. There's a wet market there. You can buy fresh pork, fresh chicken. There's a couple of small restaurants there. They're real small. There's about a half a dozen of them from what I've seen. There's some other restaurants around town. The town is growing. They're constantly building and adding. Every time I go back there, it's bigger. This last time I went back in July, it was a lot of foreigners up there. I was impressed. There's more than I'd ever seen, and I think they were all living there. So there's a lot of people there. When I stayed at Marpa's, there's foreigners. They all congregate down at the city square. It's kind of it's a square where they have a big open field with bleachers around it, and all. That's where the market is. And Sunday they have it in that big field. They'll set up the Christmas trees there and stuff. And all kinds of vendors come, and they'll sell food and stuff, all kinds of cooked food, and I think you can buy just about everything food-wise there. And it starts early in the morning. The people, you know, it opens up right at daylight. You know, everybody's there early. They go up there early in the morning to go into that market. It goes on all day, but the best stuff and freshest foods are always sold in the morning anyway. And if you want to get any of the wet market foods, you got to go early too, before it's afternoon. That's the secret to buying out of a wet market. They kill that pig in the morning, or in the evening, early morning, and then you're selling it that day, and you better get it early. Same with the fish. No ice on a lot of it. It's all out in the open. But that's one thing in Valencia. Yeah, it's a open wet market. They don't use ice in the Philippines. You'll see the fish laying right out there on the table. You know, they'll have a little fan that keeps the flies off it. But other than that, they got to sell it pretty quick. So yeah, but anyway, Valencia is pretty high up on that hill, and getting up there and back with a trike every day. Those trikes are only like 125 cc's. A lot of them are 150s or 125s. They use them small engines so they can save gas, triking you around, and it'll cost you $5 to get up there. Usually a couple hundred. Or $250. It goes up a little bit every time I go up there. They'll try to get $250 out of you, or 200 pesos. It's like $4. somewhere around between $4 and $5 usually. And you got to go up and down because Valencia is such a small community. Everything is downtown in Dumaguete, and that's that's down the hill and right at sea level almost everything. Immigration and the big malls and stuff, they're down there on the sea level. So it's constantly going up and down, and I kind of was doing it. And those 125 and 150 cc's really struggle. They're down to first gear when you're getting up to it's get a pretty steep incline. And that trike, if it's got three people, even just the driver and three people in it, you're just in first gear walking on up the last part of the hill where you could actually be out walking faster than that trike can take you. Unless you have your own motorbike too, and then you're going up and down that hill yourself. It's slippery, rainy conditions too. It's another thing to consider. There's people that crash going down. That's pretty steep. Give your brakes a workout. It will. Going up and down, it's a pretty steep mountain. But actually, in actuality, it's a really nice place. It's up high. It's cooler there. It's a real cool place to live if you really would enjoy a cooler climate. That would be where. But keep in mind, cooler climate means wetter climate. So just keep that in mind. They're in a fog a lot up there in the wet fog. But it's nice and cool. As an Alaskan, coming from Alaska, I could appreciate it when I got up there. I really liked the weather there. It was nice. Liked it. But it did rain a lot, and it rained and poured, so keep that in mind. You live in like in Juneau, Alaska, where it's southeast Alaska. That's a rainforest too, and it rains every day. I ain't saying it rains every day in Valencia, and it don't. They have nice weather, of course, but yeah, keep in mind it's going to be a lot wetter than down in Dumaguete. It's just weird how the weather is there in Dumaguete. And then the Siquijor Island is just right out in front of Dumaguete. I was there once and they hadn't had rain in 2 years. And then Dumaguete got rains all the time, and Valencia is a rainforest. So it's just weird. You just go out to sea just a few, and it ain't very far. It's like 10 miles out to sea, maybe less than that. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, Valencia it's getting to be built up with a bunch of apartments and stuff now there. So I guess you can find some places to stay. Before it was a pretty small community, and the Dumaguete vloggers made it pretty famous, so it's getting hard to find a place there. But now they built it up quite a bit. There was few places available you could rent, and the rent was fairly reasonable. I didn't check into any of it, any apartments or nothing, just where I stayed at Marpa's. That was a nice area. I liked it. You walking around, you got a road up there you can walk on. That's just about it. You walk on a road, and that's all you have. But they have a few activities. You go up to Forest Camp, that's right above it too. You go up, there's kind of a waterfalls up there, and it's kind of a park. You pay to go in. It's probably about $200 for a foreigner, so it's like $4, I think, something like that. Maybe $100, I can't remember exactly. And there's just wooden bridges you can walk over. There's a creek that flows out of there, and then there's a real cool waterfall that shoots a tunnel of water out into a pool. And it actually really flows too. It's like a tube of water coming out. So it's pretty nice. And it's real cool and shaded in there. You can get things to drink and stuff. I don't remember if they had much for food. They had bathrooms and stuff. So you could walk around and spend the afternoon there and picnic, bring food too, you know. It was a nice place. I enjoyed spending the time there. You can walk around. They had rope swings and stuff. You could go swimming. Kind of that water park atmosphere. People were swimming around there. Or you could sit up in the shade in the picnic table areas and stuff. So it's kind of something to do. But anyway, if you wanted something else, if you wanted any other activities like the beach or something, or to walk the malls, you would have to go downtown. That's a trike trip down the hill at $5. And then it's kind of hard to talk somebody into going up to Valencia sometimes too if it's late in the day. You got to bribe a trike driver to bring you home back to Valencia, so that's going to be it can be tough sometimes. And there's usually some that'll get you down there. If you're right at the market area, there's trikes hanging around there. You can get a ride down, but it's going to cost you $200 probably. Anyway, I don't know if I could live there. I thought about it, but that hill climb going up and down, I hated it in the trike, and I don't really want to drive in Dumaguete, so I ruled it out for that reason. It was such a steep climb up that hill every day, and I didn't want to know. You know, if you had a wife and kids and she was doing all the wet market shopping and you bought your vegetables there at the market and were content and didn't need to go to town much, it would be a nice place to live, I think. Up on that mountain, it's nice and cool, jungle all around you. It's a rainforest. It'd be kind of neat for a while anyway. But yeah, that hill climb going up and down for shopping and stuff, and all the restaurants down there, most of them, yeah, I'd get tiresome and expensive actually. So if I was trusting myself on a motorbike more, I probably could do it, but that's the reason I ruled it out for now. And I don't know, maybe if I settled in, didn't need to go to town myself, I could live there. But the reason I didn't, because of the ride up and down the hill. So that's my reason. Well, anyway, I thought I'd give you a heads up. I'm a little bit know the area. I've never actually lived there other than a week of staying there and visiting up and down a lot, from Dumageddon. So yeah, that's my assessment of the place. You guys, results may vary, and you guys maybe that live there can add to it and let me know what's changed since I've been there last. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.